A good practice is to look at other resumes, and there's lots of different examples online, lots of different sites that you can look at some things. We're going to look at a couple here. I'll share some good examples for you. And, you'd be inspired by the resumes that you might see out there, but understand that your resume is a very personal thing, and you want to make it, of course, reflective of you. But certainly things from formatting, organization, or some of the phrases or ideas that they use, you can learn from that. So we'll look at some of these examples and give you some places where you can find lots of examples. And always, as I said before, you want to look at it from the employer view. It's not like, oh, I like that resume, but you want to think about, as an employer, would I want to interview this person? And one thing about these resume examples that you might find online in particular is they might be more about showing formatting, and it's more about formatting organization, or it might be really cool with images and a picture or whatever it might be. And that is not necessarily, the formatting might be good or interesting, and that's okay. Understand what they're writing there for their example might not be some of the best practices we've been talking about in the course. So if you look at these places, it might be a little bit more generic because they're just trying to show generic formatting. So just be aware of that even if I'm recommending a site to maybe take a look at some things, the actual resume body, the actual, examples they're using as far as, accomplishments, whatever, might be good, or they might not be. It might be more about formatting. And then a few lessons, I'm going to show you a great tool you can use absolutely for free that you can custom build your own resume right from scratch, or use a template that they provide all for free. Real easy to use, and I'll show you step by step how to do that if you want to take advantage of that. If not, if you're already skilled with that, you can certainly skip that lesson. But that's coming up here in a couple lessons on how you can kind of create something, a really awesome looking resume for free. That's really, really good, and I use, and I just love it. All right, so where can we find some good places as far as with resumes, some resume examples? And you can search resume through Google or whatever, or resume templates, and you'll find different places. A couple I just seem to like, or that popped out to me, but again, look on your own as well. But to get you started, maybe look at one company or one site as Resume Genius. Right? Now, understand all these companies are, in the end, are going to try to sell you something maybe, but they've got some good free examples where you can at least see some things as far as some examples of resumes. Now, the nice thing about Resume Genius, when you go to their page and you look at resume samples, as you find it, here's the link you'll see where you can go to it. It's in the supporting materials, the link that is, and you can see how it's organized by like categories, right? You can see accounting, administrative, business management, construction, creative, and so on, engineering, law, marketing, whatever it might be. And it goes beyond more at the bottom there. It says marketing and sales. It has a real long list. It keeps going beyond that. That's just all I can fit on the slide, so to speak. And underneath that, you will see just different examples in that category. So on the top one, accounting and finance, just you can see you've got accounting and finance resumes, and then it goes into these different types of accounting jobs, like it can be accounting manager or accountant, or a bookkeeper, which is more of an entry-level position, or a financial analyst. And then if you click through that, you'll see an example of, let's say, of a financial analyst resume, which would be different than a bookkeeping resume. So they've got a nice little, whole collection of different resumes by category, and then more detail after that. So that's worth checking out, is Resume Genius for inspiration, for inspiration. Another one that's really good too is Novo Resume. You can see the link here as far as Novo Resume. And they've got some, again, really good resume examples and guides. You see how it's organized by these categories? Similar, but a little different, categories in there. So, but you can find the category or the actual one. I happen to click on Data Analyst just to, see what that looked like and to give an example. And you can see here's an actual resume. I'll take right that. Same thing with the previous one with the Resume Genius. Once you drill down far enough, you'll get to this point too. But Novo Resume kind of takes you more quickly right there. And you can see here's an example. It's this for Lilibeth, data analyst position. She's got her summary there. Got her contact information. Usually I would reverse those, by the way. I'd have name and then contact information, and then and then you'd go from there. But again, this is all for inspiration. You can do what you want to do. But you see how they have that nice little highlight there with the gray? I like that. And then it goes into skills. We could either be bullet point out list or technical skills. The whole point of this inspiration is to take maybe what I'm teaching in the course, take what you like, mostly take what is important to employers, and applying all these things together and develop some resumes, your own resume that tells your story. So for Lilibeth, here's an example for a data analyst resume. So with that, use these different sites and things for inspiration and create and custom create your own resume. You might use a template of theirs. You might use this free online software I'm going to show you that's easy to use here coming up in 2 lessons or so. But either way, it's your resume. Use these different sites for inspiration. And sometimes it might be some good guidance, mostly it's formatting, but helping inspire you to make your best resume your own custom resume.